Thank you for joining us on Ebru Africa this morning. I'm Cherotich Kenei. This is the On Trend segment where we analyze stories making way across the social media. Well, today is no different. If we look at the stories making way, I was just doing my research here just to give you more in-depth on the Uganda situation. But let's go to the Twitter now. We have the 10 most trending topics on Twitter, but today I will only highlight two. One, in touch of the new technology that Samsung has unveiled with the Samsung Galaxy S5, and the Uganda story that has developed as of yesterday afternoon. Well, we begin with matters Uganda first. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni signed the proposed bill into law that was anti-gay. Now, this particular bill offers a jail term of not less than 14 years for one considered to be gay. And if you are a repeat offender for this particular crime, you will face a life imprisonment. So the most shocking thing is that in 38 African countries, this bill has been illegal. It stems its roots back to the colonial era where gayism was put together with sodomy and also bestiality and rape as well. So it has been in effect since the colonial era, and also in the Africa Traditional Society, it has been outlawed and outbanned. So this just brings into that whole aspect of the African culture does not permit this particular kind of acts to take place within our society. Now, yesterday, speaking to CNN, during an interview with Zain Vaji, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Uganda's president, said that this particular act is disgusting, saying that indeed he was looking for a reason not to sign this bill. Now, when asked if this was a political move by him against his opposition leaders, he said not at all, citing the fact that he had refused to put this bill into law, citing the fact that he needed proof. Now, he thought that indeed the first, when this bill was passed in December, his feeling was that indeed gayism is a mental problem, that indeed the gay people are sick in a sense, that they don't need to be jailed. What they need is to be properly taken care of, given mental and physical searches by the doctors to be able to find a diagnosis to what causes them to be that way. So at the end of the day, they might be helped and recuperate to be able to be professionals and members of the society who are considered part of the society and not as outcasts. So we are waiting to see exactly how the rest of Africa will respond. But people from across the globe have given out their feeling exactly what they think this particular bill means. A lot of people are supporting this bill. We had a big question asked in major local stations here in Kenya yesterday, and a lot of people just went through the waves, just giving out their sentiments. People are not happy with homosexuality within their country and across the African continent, citing that this is it's ungodly, and also it's a man-made act, something that has been developing from the Western world. Others are quoting the Bible for you. People just don't like the whole homosexuality aspect being brought or introduced into Africa. But a lot of human rights groups are backing the Uganda homosexuals, and also they're backing Kenyan homosexuals as well, though they're facing severe opposition from people within the African continent. So let's just take a look at the tweets making way. Let me open it for you. Here we go. So this is just, these are Kenyan gay members of society who just came in solidarity to support their Ugandan brothers. They were demonstrating outside the consulate of Uganda in Nairobi, just to give out their sentiments that indeed they're giving out their support to their gay counterparts in Uganda. So we say here, Ugandans here are saying, say no to homosexuality. So people are indeed, some people are happy, some people are not happy about this particular bill in Uganda. Others are praising President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, saying indeed that this particular bill, his made a thumbprint for the rest of Africa to follow suit. We had Nigeria take part in this particular bill, giving out severe death penalties for people who are considered gay in society. So indeed, across Africa, the feeling is the same. In Africa, people don't want this to be part of it. We have here sky blue pink, if I may just mention the tweets coming through this particular wall. We have sky blue pink giving extreme anti-gay bill signed into law in Uganda. It was signed yesterday at 1:54 p.m. by President Kaguta Museveni in front of a large press conference. Now, it is public. He did not put it in a private he did not sign it in a private room. He made it for the public to know that indeed he's putting his thumbprint, and a lot of Ugandans are backing him and supporting him. Let's continue with this. But Wainarua says, I hope these gays from Uganda do not cross over to Kenya, tighten border security. Just to give you the effect what people are feeling, some people are on the extreme side of the scale, just saying no to gayism, no to having homosexuality within the society. Others are calling that's the Mwendeleo ya Wanaume movement here in Kenya, asking for the government to take tough actions against gay people in the community. It is already outlawed within our constitution, where we say that indeed, as much as we say that people have the rights to be who they are, as chartered in the Human Rights Bill and segment, we still have that aspect of the Kenyan constitution that says a union is only between a man and a woman. So people are calling for tough action to be given. Let's just move on. Homosexuality is illegal in Uganda, but the new law imposes such much harsher penalties, including 14-year prison terms for the first-time offenders, just to give you that effect that indeed they're not leaving anything into chance. They are giving the most maximum of the maximums. Just to bring out the point here, Weight Loss Plus says that Uganda president gays are disgusting. This was an interview yesterday just after he signed the bill into law in Uganda. He spoke to Zain Baji of CNN. Now we have here Melissa Johnson, who gives a more in-depth look, a different side of the scale to this particular story. She says, stop sending aid to Uganda. The country imprisons its citizens for gay acts and not turning into gay family members. Just to give you this particular story for you, we have here Bristol News. This is a repugnant, sick and evil act, and nations of the world should let Uganda know and make them pay. Just to give you that fact that the rest of the world, majority of them being Western countries who pride in themselves for having a democratic nation, and also the fact that they have the capability, and they do respect the human rights laws within their country. They're not supporting Africa. And one key thing that Mr. Kaguta Museveni said yesterday in his interview, he said if the West are not happy, this is in response to President Barack Obama saying that this particular bill was a step backward in Uganda's democracy. He said if the West is not happy with what Africans are doing, then let Africans make this particular quote-unquote mistake so that we learn from it ourselves, not them imposing, that is the Western world, imposing their culture and their attitude, their whole world perspective on Africa. Let Africa rule itself. Let Africa pride itself with its own traditions. It is ours. It is unique. And so the world should respect what is African. So just giving you that particular scale here, people are saying that indeed states in the US and that is the states, the UK, major donor players around the globe should cease aid in Uganda. But Uganda president just warned Barack Obama, saying if indeed his nation refuses to do business with Uganda, he will take his business elsewhere, or he will work with the rest of the African republics here we have in the continent. Just to give you that effect that indeed he is not taking a foot on the ground. He's not saying no and cowarding and becoming a coward and backtracking his mouth. This time, Mr. Kaguta Museveni is firm on his stand. Indeed, he said if indeed this was a genealogy problem, then it will be resolved. But since it's a man-made choice, then it should be put a stop to. It should have an end, and the buck stops with him and this particular law. Let's take a look at the reactions that other leaders around the world gave in regards to this particular tweet here. I'm going to be reading from ABC News, and we'll be giving courtesy to AP. Now, AP here gives out a list of what exactly people are talking about. We have Kenya's award-winning prize writer, Bivanyanga Wanaina, who came just last month out of the closet, saying that, just proclaiming to the world that he is indeed a gay man in the community. Now, he says here, by the time, and I'm quoting this for you, by the time the next election happens, mysterious opposition figures are going to be arrested for being homosexual. Can we bet? Because all you need is suspicion, isn't it? Now, Wanaina told the Associated Press they are never going to police it in an accurate way. Just to bring out the measures that indeed, as much as they are saying this particular bill has turned into law, what are going to be the measures to judge who is gay and who is not? If suspicions are going to be used to condemn people in society, then indeed this is not a bill that is worth the time or the money or the emphasis. So just to give you that disparity that what people are feeling. This is one gay man just giving out his sentiments. We have another one here. Ugandan gay activist Dr. Paul Semugoma, who says he's basically one gay activist who fled into exile in South Africa just to run for his safety. He sought asylum. He took asylum in South Africa just following the harsh environment he was facing while he was in Uganda. Now, he says here, it is sad that they disapprove of me and consider me to be evil, unnatural, and un-African because of my kind of love. What should it matter to anyone who I love? Just to give you that measure that indeed, if everyone is given the opportunity to love the people they choose to love, then hence, why should there be regulations put to someone so that they may be able to love a specific kind of human species? So if you love a female, then you should go ahead and love your female. If you love a man, then you should go and love a man. So take a look at this whole particular wall. You will just find the most extreme of the extreme messages. So this is quite a story that will make a rippling effect not only in Uganda, into the East African region and across the whole of Africa. So how the world responds to Uganda, not only Uganda, but also the African continent is something to watch out for. But we will give you timely updates as this whole story unfolds. Now, yesterday, something wonderful happened in the technological industry and basically in the telecommunications industry. We had Samsung unleash its Samsung Galaxy S5 in Barcelona, Spain, and also what they also unleashed was the Samsung Galaxy gadgets, the gear. Now we have the Samsung Galaxy. Let me just quote it for you. Gear and Gear 2. So, and also Gear Fit. Now, Gear 2 will be that particular gear, just like the gadgets we have. So, Samsung Galaxy 3. So, you'll be able to take your phone calls. You'll be able to check your messages. You'll be able to take the time, get your missed calls, get your SMSs. So, it is one for you to have if you don't have your phone around. And also the Galaxy Fit, the Galaxy Gear Fit is for the people who are indeed physical in their life and they don't need to carry their phones around. The particular watch will do it for them. It will give them missed messages, missed calls, so that they may be able to make their life more simple, more better. It will calculate to you your heartbeat rate. It will calculate to you how many calories you've lost. So this particular gadget is one to watch out. So when it will hit the African market, it's just a time to tell. We're having figures, or we're having figures. We're having the date being set for April the 11th for its mass-wide launch. But we'll keep you posted on what happens next. But just take a look at this whole particular wall. This is how the particular watch will look like. It is going to have a curved screen. So it's just to make your life simpler, more better, more happier. So basically, just take a look through this whole wall. You'll just to get a feel of what people are saying. So just take a look at this whole particular wall. So what they are standing for is they say that indeed when the consumer, beg your pardon right there, when the consumer asked Samsung what it is they needed, they responded they wanted an open, flexible, competitive market where they'll be able to sell out their gadgets too, because people wanted something so simple. People wanted a good design. People wanted a good camera. People wanted connectivity. People wanted to stay fit in life, and people wanted a phone that will resemble who their life is. So this is a particular good gadget to watch out for. We'll give you full index. We'll give you a full a summary of how this particular gadget is good on our Facebook and on our Twitter pages, so you can have a look at it there. So this, just a reminder, this is our Facebook page. Have a look at what is happening on our particular Facebook page for insights and more stories happening not only in Kenya, in Africa, but across the globe. Thank you for staying tuned to Every Africa on Trend. I'm Cherotich Kenei.